Chosen ones, you need to hear this right now. Something's shifting in the air around you. A quiet rumble that only your soul can pick up, like the first crack of thunder before a storm that washes everything clean. It's not about the noise of the world pulling you under. It's about the strength building inside you, the kind that turns whispers into roars and doubts into declarations. God sees you standing there, holding on through the weight of days that feel too heavy, and He's saying, enough. This message cuts through the static because it's for you, the one who's been waiting for a sign that says, your breakthrough isn't coming someday, it's here in this moment. Hit that like button if your heart just nodded along, and subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones walking this path together. Your spirit knows it's time to listen close. And what if I told you that right now, as you breathe in and out, an invisible line is being drawn between who you were and who you're becoming? Not some distant dream, but a real pivot, where the burdens you've carried start to lighten because God's hand is reaching in, steady and sure. Picture it, those late nights where worry kept you up, replaying what-ifs like a broken record. They end here. You're not just surviving anymore, you're stepping into a space where provision flows easy, where doors that were bolted shut swing wide without you forcing them. It's the kind of shift that makes strangers stop and stare, wondering what changed in you overnight. You feel it already, don't you? That pull towards something bigger, like gravity but kinder, drawing you toward abundance that doesn't fade with the morning light. But let's get real for a second. Life hasn't always handed you the easy path. You've faced those corners where hope felt thin, where bills stacked up and dreams got dusty on the shelf. God's not ignoring that. He's using it. Every scar from those fights is a mark of the warrior you are. Proof that you didn't break when others might have. Now, hear this. From this breath forward, those old chains loosen. Not because you earned it through grit alone, but because He chose you, saw the fire in you before you even struck the match. Wealth isn't just money in this, it's the freedom to give without counting, to build without fear, to live like the legacy you're meant to leave. Comment 777 below if you're claiming that freedom today. Let it echo out and pull in the blessings waiting on the other side. Think about the quiet mornings ahead, when you wake without that knot in your chest. God's laying out a table for you, not in some far-off kingdom, but right in your everyday. Food on the plate, roof solid, opportunities knocking like old friends. It's the richness of a life where scarcity isn't your story anymore. You walk into rooms and people lean in, drawn to the steadiness you carry now, the kind that comes from knowing your provider never sleeps. And yeah, it'll spill over. Friends will notice, family will ask. Even those who doubted before will circle back with wide eyes. This isn't luck, it's His duty fulfilled. The promise He whispered when you couldn't hear it yet. Now, imagine holding that first unexpected check, the one that covers what you didn't even pray for specifically, or the call about a chance you half forgot you applied for. God's not flashy with it. He just makes it fit, like a key turning smooth in a lock you thought was rusted shut. Your bank account steadies, then climbs, but the real wealth, it's in the peace that lets you sleep sound, the confidence that says you can say yes to what calls you. No more scraping by, no more second-guessing every choice. You're the one He picked for this flow, the endless river He promised would run through your hands. Subscribe if you're ready to ride that current with the rest of us chosen ones, thousands strong, all rising together. But hold on, because this message digs deeper than dollars and ease. It's about the fire reigniting in your chest, the one that got dimmed by too many no's. God's stirring it now, turning embers to flames that light up paths you couldn't see before. You need to hear this. Your voice matters. The words you've held back, let them out. They're weapons against the silence that tried to box you in. Speak your truth in that meeting. Write that idea that's been nagging you. Reach out to the person you thought was out of reach. Watch how it unfolds, not with drama, but with doors cracking open, one after another. Comment 777 if a spark just lit in you. It's your signal to the heavens that you're all in. And here's the part that hits hard: you're not alone in this anymore. God's weaving connections, the kind that stick. People who see your worth without you proving it. A mentor shows up with just the advice you need. A partner matches your step without missing a beat. It's not random, it's his design, building a circle around you that lifts instead of drains. Those lonely stretches, they taught you to stand solo. But now he fills the gaps with souls who get it, who cheer your wins like their own. This is the richness of belonging, the wealth of hearts aligned. Lean into it. It's yours to claim. Pause for a breath. Feel that, the weight lifting off your shoulders, like shedding an old coat that never fit right. God saying, rest now. Not lazy rest, but the kind where you trust the harvest because you planted faithful. Your efforts from before, they're budding, fruits hanging heavy and sweet. Harvest time isn't frantic. It's grateful hands gathering what grew in the dark. You'll look back and see how he turned dry soil to bounty, how every tear watered something lasting. This is provision at its core, enough for you, surplus for the road ahead. Hit like if that truth settled in your bones. It's the anchor you didn't know you needed. But let's talk straight about the doubts that creep in, those voices saying it's too good, too soon. God's louder than that, and noise. He built you for this season, wired you with instincts that spot the real from the fake. Trust them now when an offer feels right. Step, yes. When fear whispers pull back, push forward anyway. That's how breakthroughs stack, how one yes snowballs into a life you recognize from your prayers. You're not gambling, you're following the map he etched in you. And the payoff? Layers of yeses building to a yes that changes everything. Now, picture your days stretching out, full without frenzy. Mornings with coffee and clarity, no rush to fix what's broken because it's mending under his watch. Afternoons where work feels like purpose, not punishment. Ideas flowing free because blocks are gone. Evenings with laughter that rings true. Stories shared without the old edges. This rhythm, it's the beat of abundance, the pulse of a life handed back to you, polished and whole. God's not just fixing leaks, he's flooding the rooms with light. And yeah, it'll test you sometimes, that old habit of worry trying one last grab. But hear this right now, you outgrew it. God's planted roots deep, the kind storms can't uproot. When the test comes, stand and watch it pass, like clouds over a clear sky. Your testimony? It's in the standing, the quiet win that builds muscle for the next. Others will see, ask how, and you'll point up, simple as that. This is your edge, chosen one, the unshakable core he forged. Let's shift to the quiet power in your hands now. Not force, but touch the way you lift someone with a word. Change a corner of the world with a choice. God's multiplying that, turning small seeds to fields. Give from the full cup he filled, and watch it refill faster. It's not about grand gestures, it's daily yeses to his nudge. Help the neighbor, tip extra, share the story that stuck with you. Ripples turn to waves, your life a current carrying good, farther than you see. But don't miss this. Your body knows too. That tension easing from your neck, sleep coming deeper, energy steady through the hours. God's renewing from the ground up, cells humming with his yes. Walk taller, breathe fuller, move like the weight's gone. It's not magic, it's maintenance, his care woven into your frame. Feel it build the vitality that says you're built for more than holding on. Now, eyes on the horizon, God's sketching lines you couldn't draw, paths curving towards spots you dreamed but dismissed. A city lights up in your mind, or a face from way back circles in. Follow the pull. It's his compass. No detours wasted, every mile teaching, every stop refueling. This journey, it's yours, mapped with mercy, ending in mornings you greet with grin. And the nights, oh, the nights when stars feel close, like he's winking back. No more ceilings on prayer, words rising straight to throne room ears. Ask bold, receive matching. It's the intimacy of father to child, the trust that says spill it all. Your secrets safe, your cries heard, your thanks multiplied. This closeness, wealth beyond vaults. Hit like if peace just washed over you, and subscribe to stand with thousands of us, chosen ones, your tribe, your echo. Comment 777 if you're locking this in. It's your key turning. But here's a turn you won't see coming. Forgiveness flows easy now. Old hurts lose sting, not because time dulled them, but grace soaked them through. You release without force. Watch freedom double back. It's not weakness, it's weapon, cutting ties that bound. God's mending lines, bridges over old rivers, paths clear for new crossings. Step light, the ground holds. Think of the books you'll crack open, pages turning fast because hunger's back. Knowledge pours in, not dry facts but living water, quenching spots long parched. God's unlocking rooms in your mind, shelves of insight, waiting. Read that chapter, chase that question answers, chase you. This curiosity, your compass to corners undiscovered. And music, let it fill you. Songs that hit soul deep, lyrics mirroring your march. Turn it up, let rhythm remind you of the beat he set. Dance in the kitchen, sing off key in the car. Joy's not scheduled, it's spilled, coloring gray days gold. God's soundtrack for your story, notes rising to meet your hum. Now, hands in soil or on keys, creation calls. That project shelved, dust it off. God's breathing life into your make, turning rough sketches to finished works. Not perfect first try, but progress. Each stroke surer. Share it raw. The world needs your mark. This flow, divine download, ideas stacking like blessings. But balance at rest isn't reward. It's rhythm, God's pacing you, Sabbaths woven in. Lie back, watch clouds shift, let mind wander free. No guilt in the pause. It's recharge, batteries full for the push. Feel the quiet rebuild, silence speaking loud. Shift to tables set with strangers turned friends. Conversations spark, stories swap, bonds form over bread. God's knitting nets, wide and welcoming. Cast them out, fishers of hearts, not just ours, this community. Your strength multiplied, shoulders shared, and travel horizons beckon. Roads unrolled, skies vast, places whispering your name. God stamped your passport with purpose, steps tracing his outline. Go see, go feel, go grow. Salt air or mountain echo, each mile etches deeper, but rooted home family circles tighter. Words warmer, hugs longer, fences mended quiet. God's glue in the gaps, grace greasing old gears. Cherish the mess, its miracle in motion. This hearth, your haven, flames fed eternal. Now, trials peak, winds whip, but you weather. God's not absent, he's architect, storms shaping sails. Lean in, learn the lesson, emerge edged sharper. Scars shine stories, badges of battles won. This resilience, your crown, heavy but held high. Comment 777 if strength surged. It's your stake in the ground. Like if you're nodding fierce. Subscribe to link arms with chosen ones everywhere, thousands claiming ground. And generosity give loose, not from lack, but overflow, hands open wide. God's cycle spins, seed to harvest, your part in the turn. Watch it circle back, richer, readier. This giving, groove of grace, lifeblood of legacy. But solitude suits too, alone with him. No crowd noise, pages turn slow, prayers unhurried, presence pure. God's voice clearest here, whispers turning wisdom. Sit still, the world waits. This quiet, your forge, fire low and true. Now health hums, meals nourish, steps steady, rest restores. God's tuning temple, aches fading to ease. Move grateful, eat mindful, sleep surrendered. Vitality's vow, body bowing to his blueprint. And dreams, night visions vivid, day hopes bold. God's scripting sequels, plots twisting toward triumph. Wake chasing, chase waking. This vision? Your vector, straight to summit. But boundaries bite, say no clean. Guard, yes, fierce. God's teaching trim, life lean and lush. Prune the pullers, plant the keepers. This space? Sacred soil, growth guaranteed. Shift to mentors, voices veteran, paths paved ahead. God's guiding ghosts, wisdom wrapped in welcome. Listen long, ask sharp, apply swift. Their steps, your shortcuts, strides synced, and legacy marks made now, echoes enduring. God's etching eternal, your line in the ledger. Build bold, love loud, leave light. This print, permanent, praising his name. Now, worship wild songs soar, knees bend, hands raise. God's glory glimpsed, awe all-consuming. No stage needed, street or sanctuary, pour it out. This praise, power source, plugging heaven's line. But doubt darts fleeting fox in the fold. God's grace greater, truth tether tight. Name it, nail it, next. This fight? Fleeting faith forever. Comment 777 if fire flared. Claim it loud. Like for the lift. Subscribe to swell the ranks. Chosen ones united, unstoppable for the 70. And seasons shift, winters warm to springs. Cycles circle sure. God's calendar keeps blooms bursting on cue. Plant patient, harvest holy. This turn, timeless, trust, tested true. Now, words, wield, speak, seasoned, salt and light. God's given grammar, grace in every clause. Encourage, earnest, correct, kind. This tongue, tool-tuned, transforming touch. But listen, keen ears open to the overlooked. God's in the murmur, message in the margin. Pause, probe, ponder. This, hearing, heart, honed, heaven's hotline. Shift to service, hands dirty, heart clean. God's call to carry, loads lightened by love. Serve silent, shine steady. This work, worship wrapped, worth woven deep. And joy jumps spontaneous spark, laughter loose. God's gift gratis, gladness gushing free. Chase it not, catch it catching you. This delight, daily dose, divine delight. But grief grips, aches acknowledged, tears traced. God's gentle gatherer, sorrow sifted soft, hold holy, heel held. This valley, vista vast, victory veiled. Now, prayer pulses breath to burst, raw to refined. God's ear, ever, answers aligned. Pour plain, persist pure. This link, lifeline live, love looped. And scripture sinks verses vital, veins with verse, God's word woven, wisdom warm, read rhythmic, reflect rich. This text, treasure true, transformation tide. But community calls, circles close, confessions candid, God's family framed, faults forgiven free. Share straight, support strong. This bond, backbone built, belonging branded. Shift to mission marching marked, miles meaningful. God's map matched, momentum mounting, step sure, summon spirit. This quest, quickened, kingdom kissed, and rest restores recline real, renewal raw. God's rhythm rest, recharge rooted, unplug unforced, unwind wise. This break, bridge back, balance bought. Now, boldness blooms, barriers bashed, bravery bare. God's got guts given, gallant grace, risk ready, raw real. This dare, destiny drawn, divine drive. But humility holds head humble, hands helpful. God's ground level, glory given away. Bow brief, build big. This low, lift lavish, legacy laid. Comment 777, if hum rose high, it's your hymn hummed. Like for the harmony, subscribe to harmonize with chosen ones, thousands in tune. And forgiveness frees fets forgotten, futures fresh. God's pardon past, peace poured plenty, release ready, receive rich. This let go, liberty large, love liberated. Now gratitude grows, thanks thick, table thankful. God's gifts glimpsed, glee genuine. Count clear, celebrate constant. This nod, nourish new, nearness named. But trials temper tests tough, triumphs tall. God's forge fire, faith firmed fast. Endure earnest, emerge equipped. This heat, hammer honed, heaven's hallmark. Shift to wonder world wide-eyed. Whispers wow. God's creation canvas, curiosity caught. Gaze glad, grasp gentle. This awe, anchor alive, abundance awakened, and purpose pulses path plain, passion pure. God's plot personal, power placed. Pursue persistent, prosper plain. This why. Wings wide, will willed. Now, legacy lingers, lines long, light lasting. God's story stamped, seeds sown sure. Invest intent, impact infinite. This mark, monument mighty, mercy mirrored. But joy's jug full to brim, bubbles boundless. God's glee given, grin glued. Sip slow, share swift. This fizz, fuel fierce, family fed. And peace perches calm constant, chaos checked. God's guard gentle, gale gone. Breathe balanced, being blessed. This still, strength steeled, soul soothed. Comment 777, if calm claimed, seal it so. Like for the quiet, subscribe to quiet the storm with chosen ones, thousands at peace. Now, vision vaults, sight set, stars snatched. God's gaze guiding, goals gripped, dream daring, do deliberate. This sight, summit scaled, spirit spurred, but roots run ground gripped, growth grounded. God's base built, branches bold. Dig deep, draw daily. This hold, harvest heavy, home hallowed. Shift to rhythm, days danced, duties done. God's beat steady, body buoyed. Move matched, music made. This flow, force fueled, future framed. And call comes voice vivid, venture vast. God's nudge named, now, answer, alert, advance all in. This pull, power packed, path paved. Now, testimony tells tales true, turns triumphant, God's glory gleamed, grace grabbed. Share simple, stir souls. This say, spark spread, saint stirred. But wait whispers, pause potent, plan pondered. God's timing true, trust tested, hold hush, hope high. This space, strength stored, surprise sprung, and overflow offers cup-tipped, cascade caught. Gods give generous, gain gained. Pour plenty, pull plenty. This spill, supply stacked, souls satisfied. Comment 777 if spill started. Start the stream. Like for the surge. Subscribe to Surge with chosen ones, thousands overflowing. Now, intimacy invites close called. Commune clear, God's whisper warm. Walk with, talk tender, touch true. This near, nectar new, name known. But boundaries bind, lines laid, liberty locked. God's fence firm, freedom framed. Guard good, give grace. This edge, ease earned, energy even. Shift to harvest hands heavy, hearts happy. God's yield yellow, yes, yielded. Pick patient, praise prompt. This reap, riches real, roots rewarded. And seed scatters so smart, soil soft. God's growth given, green grows, plant prayerful, pluck proud. This start, story spun, seasons set. Now, armor aligns, shield sure, sword sharp. God's guard given, grit gained. Stand solid, strike straight. This fit, fight favored, foe felled. But mercy meets mild mended, malice melted. God's mildness mirrored, might mellowed. Extend easy, embrace even. This soft, salvation shown, souls saved. And dawn's light leaks, life lifted. God's glow given, gloom gone. Rise ready, receive radiant. This break, blessing burst, beauty born. Comment 777 if light landed, land it lasting. Like for the dawn, subscribe to Dawn with chosen ones, thousands lit. Now, legacy layers, lives linked, love long. God's line laid, legacy lived. Build broad, bless big. This thread, tapestry tight, time timeless. But rest reclaims repose real, renewal rich. God's rhythm rest, recharge right, lie loose, lift light. This hush, health healed, hope heightened, shift to voice volume vital, vibe vivid, God's verse, voiced, valor vast. Speak strong, sing sweet. This sound, symphony struck, spirit sung, and path, parts, forks faced, faith first. God's guide good, go given, choose clear, charge charged. This way, wonder walked, will won. Now, abundance, arcs aimed, aim accurate, God's aim ample, all awaited, reach ready, reap right. This curve, crest climbed, crown claimed, but quiet's calm caught, chaos curbed. God's quiet quick, quest quenched. Sit still, soul settled. This peace, power pure, presence prized. And call cascades calls court, courage called. God's chorus clear, come close, answer all, advance aware. This ring, response right, road revealed. Comment 777 if call court. Catch it close, like for the echo, subscribe to Echo with chosen ones, thousands called. Now, strength stacks, steel steady, stand sure. God's strength stored, storms stilled, bear bold, build bigger. This might, muscle made, mission mounted, but grace's gift given, guilt gone. God's grace grand, gaps glued, receive ready, rise renewed. This flow, freedom full, faith fired, shift to table, feast full, friends found. God's table tipped, thanks thick. Sit satisfied, share sincere. This spread, sustenance sure, stories shared. And night names stars seen, sleep sound. God's night named, needs met, dream deep, dawn drawn. This dark, door divine, delight delivered. Now, purpose peaks pinnacle plain, power placed. God's peak promised, path pulled, climb calm, claim clear. This top, triumph true, testimony tall. But valley validates lows learned, light led. God's valley voiced, victory veiled. Walk wise, win within. This dip, depth dug, divine drawn. And river runs flow free, fish fed. God's river rich, refresh real. Wade willing, wash whole. This stream, strength sourced, soul soaked. Comment 777 if river rushed, rush it real. Like for the run, subscribe to Run with chosen ones, thousands flowing. Now, fire fuels flame fierce, fear fled, God's fire fed, fortitude formed. Burn bright, blaze bold. This heat, heart hot, heaven hailed, but cool collects calm claimed, crisis curbed. God's cool clear, courage cooled, breathe balanced, be bold. This chill, clarity caught, change chased, shift to crown crest carried, call confirmed, God's crown close, conquer complete, wear worthy, wave wide. This top, throne touched, truth told, and root reaches deep dug, draw deep, God's root real, resilience rooted, anchor able, ascend all. This base, bloom bold, branch broad. Now song swells, melody matched, might made. God's song sung, spirit soared. Hum high, harmony held. This tune, triumph tuned, tribe tied. But silence sings, quiet, quick, quest quieted. God's silence sure, soul sung. Listen long, love loud. This mute, music made, mystery mind. And bridge builds bonds bridged, breaks bridged. God's bridge bold, belonging built. Cross calm, connect close. This span, strength spanned, stories stitched. Comment 777 if bridge built, build it big. Like for the link, subscribe to link with chosen ones, thousands bridged. Now, light leads, lamplit, lost led. God's light long, lane laid. Shine steady, step sure. This gleam, guide given, glory grown. But shadow shapes dark, defined, depth drawn. God's shadow safe, shape shifted, face firm, form found. This shade, strength shaped, self seen. Shift to key lock loose, legacy launched. God's key kept, kingdom keyed. Turn true, treasure taken. This fit, future fitted, faith filled. And lock, last secure set, safe sealed. God's lock long, life locked in. Hold high, hand held. This bar, barrier broken, bliss bound. Now, wave wakes water wide, will washed, God's wave warm, wake walked, ride ready, reach real. This swell, soul swelled, sea seen, but tide turns pulled past, peace pulled. God's tide true, time turned, flow free, find firm. This shift, shore shaped, spirit stilled, and peak pulls summit called, sky scaled. God's peak pure, power pulled, climb close, crest caught. This high, horizon held, hope harvested. Comment 777, if peak pulled, pull it proud. Like for the height, subscribe to heighten with chosen ones thousands peaking. Now, valley voices echo earnest, end endured. God's valley voiced, victory voiced. Call clear, carry close. This low, lesson learned, light lifted. But ridge rises, edge earned, elevation easy. God's ridge real, reach reached. Stand strong, see sharp. This line, limit lifted, land longed. Shift to flame, spark struck, fire fanned. God's flame faithful, force firmed. Glow good, give great, this burn. Beacon built, bond burned. And ash amends residue refined, rise renewed. God's ash able, all amended. Scatter sure, seed set. This dust, depth delivered, dawn drawn. Now, path parallels trail true. Twin tracked, God's path paired, partner placed, walk with, win wide. This road, rhythm right, relation rich, but fork frames choice clear, chance chaste, God's fork firm, future framed, pick plain, proceed proud. This split, strength split, story spun, and circle closes loop linked, life looped. God's circle close, call completed, turn true, touch tender. This ring, renewal rung, rest reached. Comment 777, if circle closed, close it calm. Like for the loop, subscribe to loop in with chosen ones thousands circled. Now, breath binds air alive, all breathed. God's breath bold, body bound. Inhale intent, exhale easy. This draw, depth drawn, divine done. But pulse pounds beat bold, blood bound. God's pulse pure, power pounded. Feel full, flow free. This thump, thrust true, trust tide. Shift to wing flight free. Wind one, God's wing wide, way winged. Soar sure, sky sought. This span, spirit spanned, summit soared. And nest nurtures home held, hope hatched. God's nest near, new nested. Rest right, raise ready. This hold, haven hallowed, heart healed. Now, stone stands rock-rooted, rush repelled. God's stone sure, stand steeled. Build base, bear bold. This mass, might made, mountain moved. But sand shifts, grain given, ground gained. God's sand soft, shape shifted. Mold mild, make much. This loose, layer laid, life longed. And tower tops height held, heaven hailed. God's tower true, top touched. Climb calm, call clear. This rise, realm reached, reward reaped. Comment 777, if tower topped, top it tall. Like for the view, subscribe to view with chosen ones thousands towering. Now, river reflects flow, faced face found. God's river real, reflection right. Gaze good, grow great. This mirror, mystery met, self-seen. But dam breaks hold held no, health healed. God's dam done, deluge delivered, rush ready, renew real. This break, blessing burst, barrier bashed, shift to leaf green grown, gift given. God's leaf light, life leafed, turn tender, touch true. This blade, bloom bound, beauty born, and root rot sold out, new in. God's root renewed, refuse refused, cut clean, claim clear. This decay, depth dug, dawn delivered. Now fruit falls sweet, shared, seed sown. God's fruit full, feast found, pick plenty, plant prompt. This drop, delight delivered, divine done. But branch bends, flex firm, force faced. God's branch bold, bend blessed, sway sure, strength shown. This arc, adaptable, all aligned, and tree towers trunk true, top tall. God's tree tied, time tested, stand solid, shade shared. This growth, glory grown, grace granted. Comment 777, if tree towered, tower it true. Like for the shade, subscribe to Shade with Chosen Ones, thousands treed. Now, wind whispers, gust gentle, guide given, God's wind warm, way winded, listen light, lean long. This breeze, breath brought, bond built, but storm stills rage real, rest reached, God's storm stilled, strength stored, weatherwise, win within. This fury, faith fired, field freed, shift to spark light lit, lane led, God's spark sure, soul sparked, fan fast, flame formed. This glow, guide given, good grown, and ember endures heat held, hope hot. God's ember even, end endured, glow good, give great. This core, courage caught, change chaste. Now, forge forms, metal mended, might made. God's forge firm, form fitted, hammer hard, heat held. This shape, strength shaped, sword struck. But anvil anchors blow born, base built, God's anvil able, all aligned. Stand steady, strike straight. This hold, hammer honed, heaven hailed, and blade bites, edge earned, enemy edged. God's blade bold, battle blessed, cut clean, claim close. This sharp, shield shown, victory vowed. Comment 777, if blade bit, bited bold, like for the edge. Subscribe to Edge with Chosen Ones, thousands bladed. Now shield shines, guard good, gale gone. God's shield sure, stand steeled, hold high, heart held. This wall, wonder won, war warded. But spear spends thrust, true, target touched. God's spear straight, strike sure, launch long, land light. This point, power placed, purpose pierced. Shift to helm head held, hope high. God's helm honest, height heeded, lead level, light led. This crown, clarity caught, call confirmed, and cloak covers, wrap warm, way walked. God's cloak close, cold, checked, drape deep, defend dear. This hide, haven held, heart healed. Now boot breaks ground gained, gate good, God's boot bold, base broken, step strong, soil stamped. This tread, trail traced, triumph trod. But spurs ride ready, rush reel, God's spur sharp, speed spurred, kick keen, keep close. This prod, pace pulled, path pressed, and saddle seats ride right, rein real. God's saddle sure, seat steeled, mount mild, move made. This perch, power poised, plain pursued. Comment 777 if saddle seated. Seat it sure, like for the ride. Subscribe to Ride with Chosen Ones, thousands saddled. Now, flag flies, banner bold, battle blessed. God's flag full, fight flagged, wave wide, win waved. This standard, strength shown, spirit soared. But horn hails call clear, camp called. God's horn honest, host hailed. Blow bright, bond built. This blast, beacon blown, brave brought. Shift to drumbeat bold, blood bound. God's drum deep, dance drawn, pound pure, pulse pulled. This throb, tribe tied, time tuned. And pipe plays tune true, troop tuned. God's pipe plain, path piped, sound soft, soul sung. This note, nectar named, nearness noted. Now, banner binds color caught, cause claimed. God's banner bright, band bound, rally right, rise ready. This flag, faith flagged, horse formed. But scout scans eye eager, edge earned. God's scout sharp, sight sure. Spot straight, step swift. This watch, way won, warning warded. And camp claims fire fed, fellowship found. God's camp close, call camped. Gather good, guard given. This sight, safety set, stories spun.